Hello and welcome to another episode of eScoot Talks. So today we're going to be talking about a really hot topic in electric scooters, and that's actually waterproofing. And we're going to talking about all the aspects of the industry from manufacturers, sellers, repair services, and some viral posts that you can find online how to make your e-scooter waterproof and how actually the waterproof your scooter really might be after that. I'm not sure how much you're familiar with this picture here, but I am actually quite a lot because a couple of years ago, those pictures were really popular to boost sales of those really cheap Xiaomi knockoff electric scooters to prove that they are waterproof. Even that when I saw that picture for the first time, I said, this is so misleading. This is such a scam for so many different reasons. Now, first of all, on that scooter, charging port is on the other side, and at least half of that charging port is submerged into water. On top of that, we have over 50% of motor submerged into water, and we have a battery compartment submerged into water where the battery cover is actually on the bottom. And even if that battery cover would have any type of a seal, it's made of plastic and plastic is flexing, so it wouldn't seal it properly. And also taillight cable actually there is submerged into water as well. So there are so many points where water can enter in there. But okay, let's leave aside this scooter. There are so many other scooters. So for example, you bought your, I don't know, let's say one of the earlier Kugo scooters that were none of them were waterproof, and I actually see them quite often with a waterproofing job done on them. And then you maybe went to a shop and they offered you, oh, we can waterproof a scooter, or you decided to buy a scooter in a shop and they offered you a waterproofing service for, let's say, I don't know, 50 or 100 quid, and you went for that. In that price tag, you won't be able to do any proper waterproofing. In most cases, it's going to be actually hard to do a waterproofing on a scooter unless scooter was designed to be waterproof in the first place. Like in most cases, it's done with kind of cheapest possible silicone, and while that silicone can maybe work pretty well indoors on a fixed surface, outside exposed to all the weather conditions on a vehicle that's moving and flexing and shaking all the time, that might help and improve a little bit, but it's questionable how well it is actually waterproofed. Well, actually, it's not waterproofed, it's increased water resistance, because something that's waterproof products should be able to be submerged into water. Okay, if anyone is offering you a waterproofing service, ask them, okay, so I can go into, I don't know, 10-inch puddle or 20-inch puddle, and they're probably going to say no, because waterproofing, when it's done, then it's done proper testing, and there is an IP rating that it's water resistance, not waterproofing. But okay, so you can do it a bit better, but it's going to be a couple of day job, and you would need to use some automotive grade products, not the cheapest possible silicone you can buy online or whatever. So uh, any workshop couldn't fit that cheaply, because one thing that nobody does is waterproofing of the motor, because water can get in the motor. Actually, interesting thing is that, like, even when we're looking on those better brand scooters, when we were looking specs on their websites, I don't remember actually ever seeing water resistance for a motor. We do get water resistance for a frame. We do get the water resistance for the battery and for the controller, but I honestly don't remember that I ever seen a water resistance IP rating for the motors. So that's really interesting. But there are, I think, technologies out there that exist in different industries for quite a while that could be used in the electric scooter industry, and I absolutely don't understand why they're not being used. Every now and then we see some scooters, I'm not going to name any of them, okay, that are being presented as, brilliant performance scooters, the best new scooter on the market, and I'm looking like, okay, what's so special about it? Like, what? It has two powerful motors, like lots of other scooters. It has like what, some LED strips. It has maybe a touchscreen display. Wow, what's so great? It has a CNC housing for the buttons. Okay, you still didn't show me anything that's absolutely like, really brilliant. Like Segway ZT3 that came recently to the market, it's packed with lots of technologies, don't get me wrong, and it is really well made. I managed to see that scooter inside and it's well done, but still I didn't see, some other things that I would actually like to see when it comes to electric scooter industries. Simple example, for example, batteries, okay? And that's another thing that to me is one of the things that's going to tell me that the scooter is absolutely great. I'm looking at the scooters, how repair friendly are those scooters, okay? Because if you have, for example, the way lots of manufacturers waterproof the battery packs. So they have a battery housing, they put a battery assembly in there, so that's, all the cells spot welded with the spacers between or not, with the BMS and all the wiring, and then they pour over that something like liquid silicone, some kind of liquid that's gonna harden later. And that is cheapest possible way to improve water resistance, because if the water gets through the housing, it's not going to that easily get to all the cells. So yes, that is, like, as I said, it's going to improve. But when it comes to any type of problems with that battery, if one of the cells in that battery dies, it's going to be super hard to find anyone who's going to fix that. If you try to fix it yourself, if it's first or last cell, yeah, it's not going to be that hard, or BMS. But if it's any of the cells in the middle, that's going to be a nightmare. So what's your option then? Well, to go and buy a new battery. It's good for the factory, it's good for the manufacturer, but it's bad for your environment, and it's really bad for your wallet. So yeah, but as I said, here are now a couple of pictures that are not related necessarily to scooters, but those are a couple of clue pictures, so you can leave your guesses in a comment section down below. What do you think? What technologies could actually be used to improve water resistance of electric scooters? Not just that, like overall make electric scooters much better. Because I'm thinking about this for a couple of years, and I was actually thinking of starting a side hustle, working on some of those products too, so that industry can bring you much better scooters, to try and find solutions. First of all, safety solutions, because of lots of scooter thefts, especially here in Ireland, and then on top of water problems, because like especially here in Ireland we get lots of rain and lots of water damages. So did you leave your guesses down below? Because next image is going to actually reveal what I'm thinking about. Did you? Okay, well, there. So this is a engine gasket. So car and motorbike industries have already gaskets and seals, and I'm not a car mechanic, but I have some knowledge about cars. Like every car, first of all, in order to work, it has to have a compression, so it has to be airtight. On top of that, you have 3 different types of liquids in every engine. So you have a coolant, you have a oil to lubricate it, and then you have a fuel, petrol or diesel, and there are gaskets and seals to prevent those liquids mixed together, because if any of those two mix together, that car is not going to be running for a too long time. And on top of that, okay, that car is working at the high temperatures. So we definitely have a way to make batteries perfectly sealed without making them unrepairable. We definitely have a way to make controllers sealed without making them unrepairable, and the scooters and everything else. But I just don't understand why all those engineers and developers that are bringing new, brilliant, perfect scooters, why they're not using those technologies out there. Like we have also, like, when it comes to overheating of controllers and everything, like that used to be a problem of the past. It's still a problem on some of the cheaper scooters, but like we have a IT industry, we have computers that have a really powerful graphics cards, and processors that are heating up quite a lot, and there are still, like, a couple of different ways of cooling them, even water cooling. So I don't know, you can let me in the comment section down below, what do you think about this? Would you like to see those technologies in the scooter industry, or some other technologies that I didn't mention here? But I honestly, personally think that that would be absolutely brilliant. And I hope we're going to start maybe seeing that. I don't know, maybe some of the manufacturers are going to see this video and decide to bring that. I'd be absolutely happy. I would absolutely love to see some of the future manufacturers, maybe to come someone from Europe or US, and to get scooters done in a really proper way, the way cars and other vehicles are done, where we have seals and gaskets, and you have a proper service and repair manual with the torque values for bolts and nuts, just like things to be done properly. So that's going to be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up. If you think it's going to be useful to someone, share it. If you want to see more videos like this and you still didn't subscribe, maybe consider subscribing. If you want to support my work, you can also join and get access to this and all the other videos a bit earlier than they're getting published. Till next time, guys, please stay safe out there and respect other road users. Bye bye.